Hello, how are we all? I'm just popping on. I know I didn't advertise this ahead of time today, but I just decided it was a good opportunity to jump on and tell you what I've been doing and look at a couple of things with me. I've been going through, hi Kath, I've been going through my catalogue in the last couple of days and highlighting all the stuff. I usually do this earlier in the piece, but this year I had so much going on that I decided to do it a little bit later. Well, it's just the way it worked out. And so what I like to do is I go through my retiring list and I go through it with a highlighting marker of some colour, although I use pink, but today I've got my yellow one, and highlight all the things that are retiring that are in the catalogue, so that then I have like a reference and I can start to work out which of my things are retiring. So I counted 121 stamp sets in the annual catalogue. That's this one. 121 stamp sets that are retiring, and of those I own personally 30 of them. So it's not counting the mini catalogue ones. I think in the mini catalogue I've got about 6 sets that I own that are retiring, 6 or 7 maybe, but actually 30 out of 121, I didn't think that was too bad. Sometimes, some years I have many more than that, so that's actually a good number for me. So I thought while I was going through, I would start to highlight some of the things that are retiring that I particularly own and show you what you can do with them. Hello everyone. Hi Laura, Kay. Hey Barb, how you doing? Okay, so with the bits and pieces, like I said, I went through and I highlighted. So some pages I noticed have got like everything on the page. For example, this one, everything on that page. See, I've got my pink highlighter. Okay, everything in there is retiring. But when I look at that page, I actually don't own any of those stamp sets, so I'm not personally losing any. To be honest though, most years I don't mind losing stamp sets, because not only does it make room for new ones, but I can either sell those to get some money to pay for some of the new stuff. So I don't actually mind when they retire. And if it's something I really, really, really love and I still want to use, maybe in my scrapbooking or something like that, then I might hang on to it. But I don't very often hang on to bits and pieces. Oh, I just noticed that my battery is low. Let me just plug this phone in so it doesn't cut us off halfway through, because that would be bad. Alright, the other reason I'm doing a video today is because there's no sun coming in through the window, so there's much better light today. I actually do better in here with my videos on dull days. So we've got quite a few dull days coming up. I looked at the weather and it said raining pretty much every day for the next nearly a week. So I think about Thursday next week, and it's meant to rain. So that might mean I get a lot more videos in. We'll see. Anyway, what I did do was I got to the back of my catalogue. I'm going to pop my phone in the holder in just a second. And I decided it might be fun in some of my Facebook Lives over the next couple of weeks until this catalogue ends, to actually go through and show you different parts that I think are important to note before they go. And today I'm going to highlight some of the retiring punches. So I'm going to pop this in the holder. Let's see how we go. Hi there, Linda and Jenny. Hello, girls. I'm hoping we get to see you on the 17th of June. That's pretty exciting. It looks like it might be going to go ahead. So that's cool. Hey, Sue, how are you? All right. So, all right, let me put the phone in the holder and let's see how we go. I will try not to go sideways like I did last time. I'm going to switch the phone around. Here we go. Okay, can everyone see that all right? Yeah? All right, so in the annual catalogue, actually I'll start with the mini catalogue only because there's hardly anything in there. The mini catalogue is ending on the same day as this one, so they both end on the 2nd of June. So we have less than 2 weeks to go, which is pretty amazing. There's only 3 punches in this mini catalogue, and 2 of them, these 2, this is the Label Me Lovely Punch and the Label Me Fancy Punch, those 2 are going to be in the new catalogue, so they're not retiring, so that's awesome. But then this one over here, and I think some of you may already have this one, This is called the braided border punch, and it makes this, I hope you can see, I'll bring this up closer. Can you see this shape here? Okay, which basically you can then use like as a border on your cards. Like it does look like a plait or a braid, and or you can do it like they've done here, do several of them down the page. There is a coordinating stamp set that matches it, but you don't have to have the stamp set, of course, to use the punch. But I just wanted to show you that that bundle is still available as far as I know. Actually, I probably should have looked at the list to double check that it is still available. If it has gone, then my apologies, and I will chase that up for you as soon as I finish this video. But I did check to see what was available from the big catalogue, but this one is in the mini catalogue, so that's the only one that's going out of there. Alright, but on page 186 of our big catalogue, you can see I've gone through and highlighted all the retiring ones. So then I went to my punch drawer and I worked out what I have of these. So I have the Starburst. I didn't have the scallop circles. I didn't get the scallop circles because I've got the scallop shapes in the circles, the layering circles dies, and they've got scallop circles in those, so I didn't worry about getting the punches. Although punches sometimes are just really handy. You don't need a die cutting machine for them, and they're terrific. They're very portable. But the only one of these I have is the Starburst. I do have the decorative ribbon border. I don't have the 4-petal flower, so you should be seeing the ones that don't have the highlighter bits are staying in the new catalogue, so you haven't got to worry about those. Now with the circles, we're only going to have 3 circle punches after the end of this catalogue. Okay, we're losing the 1-inch circle and the 1/2-inch circle, so that's these ones. The 1-inch circle is one of my most used punches. These have already sold out. Okay, you can't even get them anymore. You can see mine's looking pretty worse for wear. I've given it a battering over the years, but man, it's seen some use. So I hope if you have a punch that yours has seen lots of use as well. And the 1/2-inch, these are both really, really useful sizes, and I do use them quite a lot, so I'm sad to see those go. But the 1-inch circle is also in the dies, so I can still cut a 1-inch circle. That's no trouble. And the other 3, the 2 1/4, the 2-inch, and the 1.5, are all sticking around. They're all staying. Okay. Now, the punch I'm probably most sad about in this whole catalogue is the leaf punch, because this one I use constantly. I use it on just about all my, well, nearly every card that I can throw a leaf onto, I do. And that's this punch here. Okay, it's fantastic if you have your little leaves poking out behind things. It looks awesome. It's easy to use. I use it for glitter. I use it for foil. I use it on just standard cardstock. Everywhere I can throw a leaf, you can bet your life I'm going to throw one. So, just as an example, this is a card I made on a Facebook Live the other day. If anyone who saw that Facebook Live, that was the one I did a little bit of a disaster and everything went wrong. Touch wood, that hasn't happened yet today. But you can see now, if I wanted to, I don't need to, but if I wanted to, I could grab hold of some, maybe some foil, the same as this, and throw in some leaves behind here, and it would look amazing. The leaf punch is definitely one, as far as I know, it's still available at the time that we're recording this. If you don't have it, grab it before it goes. Alright, it's a really, really good one. So, definitely grab that. I'm just seeing if I have a piece of champagne foil close by. Actually, I do. Here, I've got a scrap here left over from the last video I did. So if I wanted to, you can see it's really easy to fit into small spots too, which is the other really good thing about it, because you just turn it to fit. So if I wanted to, you know, I could just start throwing a couple of leaves in there, and actually they just always look good. Alright, we're not doing this one on this card, we don't need to, because I think sometimes cards are best just left simple, but you can see it would add something to this card. Even, there's the other one. Just like that, if you wanted, you know what I mean? It's just Super, super easy to use, and this is a punch that will be sadly missed by me. So there we go, just to give you an example. The Pretty Label punch, I do also have that one. I didn't pull it out, but this one is also going, and it matches a set back right over here, the very beginning of the catalogue, called Lovely Label. Where is it? Here it is. No, sorry, pardon me. Label Me Pretty, it's called, and it cuts all of these with that lovely Pretty Label punch. Okay, so that one's going too. Now over here, there's a whole bunch of the different builder ones: the Circle Tab, the Twinkle Builder, the Hot Air Balloon, the Cake Builder, and the Elephant Builder are all going. Okay, so I don't own all these. I only own the Circle Tab and the Hot Air Balloon. They're the only two I have of those. So I pulled those ones out. Let's just move that to the side. And the Hot Air Balloon punch, this one here, matches the Above the Clouds stamp set, which is also retiring. So these are going. And then you've got your Circle Tab. Now the Circle Tab's a bit of an unusual punch. Just as an example, I'm just going to bring in a bit of cardstock here. I'll just do it in the black. So you can see it makes this strange shape, and for anyone who's ever wondered what it does, we actually do have a couple of stamp sets that have matched, like with little words and things. You fold it in half, and then it becomes a tab to attach like to the end of a page or something like that. You could staple it on or stick it on. So it just goes like this and becomes like a little pull-out piece. Great if you want to do, like with scrapbooking, you want to pop this in behind a photograph and pull it out, or have a slide in, slide out kind of feature on either your cards or your scrapbook pages. So that's what this is for. So you just fold it in half, and it's called the Circle Tab. The Circle Tab is retiring. This one's going. Okay. All these punches, the large size punches, are $31. A couple of them may have been discounted, so check the list, or if you're in the online store, if you put it in, when you click on it and add it to your cart, you will notice that the discounted price comes up if there is a discount. So I just thought I'd do a really quick little card. I'm actually going to cut. I'm going to use some navy ink, and I'm going to use my Above the Clouds set, and I'm going to use this. This is actually a set, I have to say, I have not used this set as much as I should have. I really, really liked it when it came out, and then I got excited about a whole bunch of other stuff and kind of forgot about it, which is sad because it's actually really nice. So I'm actually going to put this balloon right down towards the bottom. I'm using Night of Navy ink, but you could use whatever colour you like. If you're wanting to, just Memento Black is fine if you just want to outline them in black. And then I'm going to colour it. Sorry, I am going to colour it, but I'm going to cut it first. And as you can see, it is a match. It's a perfect match with my Hot Air Balloon. Now, when you do this, do you notice it also cuts the basket as well? And it also makes these little triangles. And if you're wondering what the little triangle's for, that is so you can colour in these little triangles in the banner if you want to. If you don't want to stamp them, you could actually stamp the outline and then fill them in with the little banners. Okay, so you can use those little triangles from the punch. But I actually really do like the fact that you have got these little baskets as well. So you can stamp them, or you can punch them, or you can do both. Okay, so it's pretty nice. So I'm just going to colour this in, and I'm going to colour it with red, yellow and blue. And I'm using, this is Night of Navy again, so this is my blends markers, and I'm starting with my dark one. Now with blends, a couple of things if you haven't used them before. I usually start with my dark one and then add my light while the dark one is still wet. I'm using the paintbrush end rather than the fine tip end, and see how there's a difference in colour? What you want to do is you want to go over that darker part with the lighter one until they blend together. It doesn't take very long, but it really looks rather nice because then it really looks like the colour goes from one to the other. So this is why, because it works best if it's still wet when you do the blending, that's why you do a small area at a time. So I'm starting just with a small area here, and I'm going over it with my light one. I let my light ones do the work, and I really go over that edge. I kind of circle over it, and very quickly you'll see it becomes blended in. And the last little piece here. If you wanted to, you could obviously use different colours for each panel. In fact, I probably should have done that. That might have been a bit more effective, but anyway, it shows you how easy this is to blend. The blends are great, and you can build up your collection of them over time. You don't have to get them all at once, which is really cool. I'm deciding which colour to go with next. Now this is actually light and dark Poppy Parade. So I'm going to start once again with my dark at the bottom. And I'm actually going to do 2 sections. I can probably get away with 2, but I can't get away with doing all 3 because it'll be too dry by the time I finish that. So blend over the join. So basically that means then we don't have any noticeable difference between the dark and the light. They do nicely blend one into the other. I'm sorry I'm not looking at the screen at the moment to see if anyone's commented. This is Daffodil Delight now I'm using. You can use whatever colours you like. I do like using nice bright colours for these balloons because it reminds me of actually heading out to see the balloons up in the Hunter Valley there sometimes, especially if you're up there in the early morning, you see them all out together and they look so nice. Alright, so I've got myself a balloon. Okay, now I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock here, which is going to be the main part of my background. So I'm kind of making it up as I go along. I'm deciding what colour clouds to have, and I'm thinking maybe either smoky slate or grey granite. No, I think smoky slate. And I'm going to put this little one here. You can see it's one stamp that does all 3 clouds at the same time. Kind of glad, and I'm going to stamp this off because my grey is quite new. See how dark it is? So you could even stamp off twice if you're really worried about, you don't want them to be too dark. That might be enough. There we go, just like that. Now I'm going to have my balloon here in front of my clouds. There is also a stamp here that does some 3 little balloons, which I quite like. So I'm thinking I might do that one as well. And I'm going to do this one as well. Well, I was going to do them in navy too. I want them to be lighter than this one because they're away in the distance. But I'm thinking maybe I could either stamp off my navy ink or I could do them in smoky slate. But I think maybe I'll just do I might just do the navy and stamp it off. See how nice this is though? It's a really easy set to use. And you can get a really, really good effect. So we're going to have these, just need to make sure that they're all kind of facing down. And then I have got the 3 balloons that colour them in. So let's put those on the block. So you see here how it's going to colour those in perfectly without having to do very much. So I'm actually going to, I want these to be light, I don't want them to be dark, and I'm thinking for this, I'm actually going to just do them 3 solid colours, and I want, actually I'm deciding as I go. I'm going to use my Stampin' Write markers for this because I want to make one red, one blue and one yellow. So by doing them with my right markers, it allows me to add individual colours to them. Because it's the same ink that's in our regular ink pads in these, okay? So blends markers will give you a much a beautiful blended look and a really vibrant colour. But if you're wanting to have several different colours on one stamp, you can't use blends on your stamps. And the reason you can't is because they dry almost instantly, so you won't actually be able to get an image with them. But these guys don't dry as quickly. Alright, now I'm actually going to test this. There we go. That's pretty good. I only want it to be really light, so I've tested it and removed some of the ink. There we go. That's cool. I like them like that. Alright. Probably going to lose the blue one, but that's okay. 2 at the back there will be rather nice. And I also want to have a little basket. So I'm putting my little basket on here. I'm just going to tap him here with the... making sure he works okay. And I'm going to put him right there where the bottom of the balloon is, and so my balloon is going to end up just there above him. And I'm actually going to put my balloon on dimensionals. See how the ink colour goes through? This is with alcohol markers, it will always go through, so don't ever be alarmed by that. And that's why it's a good idea to have a sheet of paper underneath your work in case it goes through onto your work surface. But your regular inks, see, they don't go through, but the blends do. Just like that. Now I could have another one if I wanted to. I'm just going to keep it really simple today though, and I'm thinking what will I... There's some really cool words in this set. This one says you're off to great places, which I really like. Life is a beautiful ride, let your dreams soar. And you can also, these ones here also, if you prefer, you can stamp them on this solid balloon, this one or this one. Obviously you're not going to put them on this one because you'll lose your design, but those two you can stamp the sentiments straight onto. And also you've got these little banners that you can put across the solid one there too. I'm just deciding, I like this you're off to great places. Not that any of us can go anywhere at the moment. I did hear though that they're reopening regional travel up on the 1st of June, so that's a bit exciting. I managed to get the back of a dimensional there because I get those on everything. You're off to great places. There we go. It's a very simple little card. I feel like I need something down the bottom, and I normally would say, well, that would be glimmer paper. I might still put something down there too. So I'm just going to use some snail. For those who haven't been paying attention, snail is retiring as well. So I encourage you to go through your catalogue and check out what's retiring and what's not. Especially if there's any gaps in your collection, and grab them while you can, because some things have sold out. There's still lots there, but some things have already sold out. And I'll check on that border punch for you. Now I left a mark there, but that's okay. I'm going to come in and hide that somehow, and then I'm going to add a little bit of glimmer or something to the bottom of this, which I think would be rather nice. Very simple, hey? Oh, you know what would have looked really good? I wonder if I'm too late. A little bit of... Okay, this is from the Come Sail Away paper, and this is probably my favourite piece, this blue and navy and white stripe. I really love it. And I'm going to add it to this because I just feel it needs something. So I'm going to cut it into size. About half, let's go 1/2 inch wide, which is just over a centimetre. let's pop that down the side here. Look how nice that looks. I like that. Straight up. Immediately it lifts the whole thing. Don't you agree? And we can, because navy and white always look so good together. I am going to miss this paper. Most of the papers, check out the papers. Some of them are marked down, and I really, really like some of the papers that are leaving us this year. There we go. Doesn't that look better? Very simple. You don't have to go to heaps of trouble to make beautiful cards. And I think it's easier to make, I mean, this could be a masculine card too. You could have this one as a masculine, put a happy birthday, you could make it into almost anything. There we go, and that's going to go in the middle there. And we're just going to call out a very simple card. I think a little bit of silver glimmer at the bottom here will still be nice, and you'll see when I post this, I probably will have a bit of silver glimmer on it. For those of you who are wondering how on earth I'm going to manage without glimmer paper, which some of you may have already noticed is noticeable by its absence in the new catalogue, the only glitter that we have in the new catalogue is the rainbow kind of glitter that's glimmer paper that's like rainbow sheets. And I am going to get that, but I'm hoping that we might have some nice glimmer paper coming in the holiday catalogue, which is not that far away, believe it or not. So that's what I'm hoping for. And in the meantime, I will manage somehow with foil and some nice glittery ribbons and things that we have. We still have this ribbon. I've always liked this one. It's got lots of glimmer in it, glitter. Who's lamenting the loss of glitter like me? See this beautiful glittery ribbon? I love it. I mean, that would look quite nice with this too, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to stick with my navy. And like I said, maybe a little bit of silver. And let's see how we go with that. So there you go. There's a card very quickly put together. I just realised I've got a bit of bling underneath here. Awesome. No, I'm going to go the silver. Definitely the silver, not gold. Okay, I need to leave well enough alone. Maybe add my little bit of silver paper, and you'll see this card posted this afternoon. I hope everyone's having a great day. It is Friday, so happy weekends. I'm actually about to go out and meet a friend for coffee or lunch, so that will be really nice because we haven't been able to do much of that lately, so it's a bit of a special treat. But I hope you enjoyed that. Do go and check your catalogues for all those retiring punches and stamp sets and other bits and pieces. There's lots in there still available, and some things are marked down, so go and check out that retired list or go into the online store and click on Last Chance Products. Okay, if you go in there and click on that, you'll be able to see what's available to you, and we've got until Tuesday the 2nd of June to do that. Up until then, you'll be able to get those things unless they sell out. So if you're wanting things specifically, go and look now because you don't want to miss out on anything. Okay guys, have a fantastic day. Thanks for sticking with me today. I'm going to quickly go back through the comments and see if anyone had any questions. I don't think so. Doesn't look so. People are just watching, but no one seems to have any questions. If anyone has a question, now's a good time to ask, or send me a message. Send me a private message if you have any questions at all. And I hope everyone is going well. Kids are all back to school here in New South Wales on Monday. Mine have been back for a couple of weeks, but I know a lot of kids are going back on Monday. So good luck to all you mums and kiddies, and I hope and things can start to return to normal soon. Have a great day, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.